I'm 37 and proud of it, and I've survived. I'm alive, which is surprising sometimes. But you know, I feel that I've got a lot out of this, and I've met some extraordinary people and had some incredible experiences and been to places, and I think hopefully I'm a better man than when I started, and not less of a person, because this can really jade you out, you know. And so I feel good about me now and where it's all at, you know? And I'm looking forward to a future.
Bitter tears are what the world is crying at the death of INXS frontman Michael Hutchence, a shining star burned out long before his time. A career that spanned 20 years and 20 albums, 6 Aussie guys drawn together by music and who had stayed together for the same reason. Hutchence leaves behind grieving family members, friends, scores of fans, and a 16-month-old daughter, Heavenly Hernane Tiger Lily Hutchence, who will never know about her father for the vivacious man that he was. I'm Tom Calderone, and it's a sad day on the edge. We're saying goodbye to one of the world's greatest rock stars and paying tribute to a band that shaped the modern rock world. It's 60 Minutes with INXS, with Michael Hutchence from an interview done just a few short months ago before his untimely death. He talked about the band's newest album, Elegantly Wasted, about his newfound fatherhood, and about what he calls his bright future. He also talked about his lyrics that even surprised him sometimes.
Lyrically, I've always been a bit, actually, believe it or not, I think my lyrics have been sort of fairly obscure in some ways. Pretty sort of open-ended, and you know, and you can interpret what you like out of them, and some strange ones too. I mean, I pride myself in being able to write pop songs that have suicide in them and things like that. Oh. I always think, okay, so we've got 20 million albums, so that's one in so many people in their house. There's the record in their collection. It's sitting there in someone's house, and in wherever, Wichita. It's sitting there, you know, in the car or in the back seat, burning up in the sun, and you know, you get woven into the fabric of people's lives, and it's a great thing. It's great that people click. All it is to me is my version of the world, and if people click with that, that's really rewarding. But it is a small world in certain circles, and you do tend to sort of reach critical mass, you know, and you sort of hang out with certain people because you sort of, that's the world you're living in, and it's the hotel lobbies you bump into, and it's the shows you see, and you understand each other. You understand that in the fine print in the contract that says, yes, you're as mad as I am, right? And so there's an understanding that you have. So a lot of, I have famous friends, I suppose, celebrity friends, but they're just, I don't see them as that. It's just that you're just people, you know, we're all just people, for God's sake.
That's INXS and lead singer Michael Hutchence, who told many people in the weeks and days preceding his death how happy he was, how lucky he felt, and how much he was looking forward to the future.
The weird part for me, because people always ask, how come you're still together? And that's not, to me, not the interesting part. To me, the interesting part is, what's the synchronicity? How do the stars line up that you actually start? How do 6 people end up in a garage somewhere 20 years ago?
INXS released Elegantly Wasted last April, their first full-length studio album in over 4 years. And Michael Hutchence couldn't have looked happier or in better shape. He said over and over that INXS had tons of music in them and will keep making albums until their song supply was exhausted. I'm Tom Calderone, and we're back on the edge paying tribute to INXS and their charismatic singer Michael Hutchence, who explains why he was so excited about releasing Elegantly Wasted.
We're not a band that says, well, this record is going to be all like this, and the next record's all going to be like this. With each one of our records sort of covers all kinds of territory, but we wanted to get back to sort of what comes quite easily and naturally to us to a point. Which is this kind of, I don't know what you call it, this kind of in-your-face funk, power pop thing. We make records when we think we actually have valid reason to make them, you know. From now on in, it's just, if we got the songs and we think it's worth it, we're going to put out records. You know, I'll ask any band, I'll say, what's the most difficult thing about making a record? Let's say the lead singer doesn't have any lyrics, and he's sitting around, and you've got a whole bunch of songs, and he's got these mumblings going, and you can't, you know, you got to get this, the muse going. You can't control your image, and people, well, no matter what you do, you know, I could go out there and save, start world peace, and people will still go, hey, see you in the nightclub. So people will make you what they want you to be, and in a sense, they are you. You are them, you know. I sort of think that people project what they kind of wish onto you, back onto themselves.
Michael Hutchence, wise beyond his years, who knew the price of fame and how it could ruin your life if you let it. So he and girlfriend Paula Yates, who Michael planned to marry next month in Bora Bora, dealt with the negative press surrounding their relationship the only way they knew how. They just ignored it. And they tried as much as possible to shelter their 16-month-old daughter from the press onslaught as well. But Michael jokingly admitted that the press wasn't the only thing he was going to protect his daughter from. He also planned to keep her away from leather pant-clad, long-haired rock stars, like her dad.
Oh, I'd be able to pick guys like me out 10 paces. You? I know you. You're me. Get out. No, she can do what she likes as long as she's wise. You know, she knows what she's... I mean, that's life. You know, you've got to know what you're doing, that's all. Don't be ignorant and naive about what you're doing. And I've always wanted kids, and I love kids, but I just didn't. I knew I would blow it. You know, doing this is a selfish thing. You know, being in this business and touring, it's selfish in the best sense, in a way. You know, it's just a fact. You're utterly consumed, and you go away for a tour and you come back and your life is generally ruined and you start again. And you know, you've broken up with wherever you are, or they've left you, or what, you know what I mean. Stuff happens. It's just not easy, and I just didn't want that to happen. You know, years ago, and I knew it kind of probably would, and so never got around to making that commitment to a child. So, but now I feel that I can, you know, and I found the right person to do that with. So, you know, it just, you know, you can't find nature. In the end, it just goes, hi, this is going to happen now, and it's great. But I'm not really a bad boy, that's the thing. The British press are having a field day trying to make me and Paula bad. You know, we are Bonnie and Clyde in England. I am Errol Flynn, flying through with a rope, ripping a woman out of Sir Bob's arms and ruining, you know, his life. And, you know, I come home drunk, they think, all night, you know, and smashing bottles of Jack Daniels across the children's heads. That's how they write about me. And it's utter drivel and it's rubbish.
Michael Hutchence had lots to look forward to. He was working on a solo album that he planned to release next year. He was looking forward to a film career and hinted that he already had a couple of roles offered to him. And he actually was excited about touring, a tour that has since been canceled. And canceled giving a new meaning to INXS's 20-year anniversary. He was at ease with his celebrity status and always had a smile for fans, and an autograph if that's what they wanted. He admitted that he found his sex symbol status flattering, if not embarrassing, and he claimed that the adoration of female fans tended to bring out his shy side.
It gets you attention, and then it's sort of the wrong attention when you've just written a song and you want people to be listening to your song and not just kissing your album cover or something. I don't, you know what I mean? So there's good and bad to it. I mean, it's very complimentary, and I take it with, you know, a grain of salt, I suppose. I remember when I said to my dad, you know, I'm not going to go to university. I'm not going to become the great architect I wanted to be, or whatever the hell it was. And he freaked. You know, he's an old-fashioned cowboy businessman. You know, he freaked out and said, "What the hell are you talking about? Da 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 da. You can't do that. It's just sitting around, taking drugs, watching television all day with a guitar in your lap, right?" And I'm like, well, maybe it is actually. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, it sounds great. 5 years down the line, I remember he came up to me and said, "Michael," and he'd seen the touring I'd done and the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. He said, "Michael, you are the hardest working man I've ever met in my life, and I take my hat off to you." To me, I just get up, put my clothes on, go down the road. I just do it. I just do whatever I do. This is just my life, and I don't have minders, and I walk around and do what the hell I like. I don't live that kind of life, actually. I sort of just get on with it. And I write a song, go on stage, da-da-da. To me, it's all just breathing, you know? The day I have to lose sleep to do this, do you know what I mean? To worry about it in a cynical sense, to construct tomorrow and my answer to you now, if you know what I mean, is the day I'm out of it.